I'm not looking for anything, I don't want anything, I just want my hunting rights for my family and myself. As long as I'm in this earth, let me alone and me hunt the way I should be hunting, the way I live off the land.
You know, you get these comments, what's a Métis? Right? From journalists, from politicians, from public servants, everybody. In Ontario and in Ottawa, as far as they're concerned, when Riel was hanged in 1885, that was the end of the Métis.
The Métis have had this long struggle for recognition and finding their fit within the Canadian Federation for 150 plus years. Since the days of Riel, since the days of the Micah Bay incident, Métis are constantly pushing and asserting back against a wave that essentially says, well, we're going to deal with First Nations in this way, assert control, and we're going to deal with you in this way, ignore you, and hope you just disappear.
Essentially, he's the great-great-grandson of one of the Métis who was part of the Micah Bay incident. So we thought this was quite an extraordinary lineage that Steve had, although we had no idea when we first took his case on.
Both Crown and defense had come to an understanding that this was going to be a test case with respect to the hunting rights of the Métis.
The Métis Nation of Ontario, we made the choice to stand behind the Powleys and to use that as a test case to, in our hunt for justice, to advance that recognition, finally, of Métis rights. And as everyone knows, we were incredibly successful with that. Victory at every level of court over the course of a decade. And finally, in September of 2003, we saw a unanimous Supreme Court of Canada decision that finally recognized that there are Métis communities with rights, and in particular recognized that the Métis community in the Sault Ste. Marie area has a Section 35 right to harvest that's protected under the Constitution Act.
To all the Métis people out there watching, I want to say two words. We won!
Look at the Supreme Court ruling and what it means for Canada's Métis. I'm joined by David Chartrand. He's president of the Manitoba Métis Federation. David Chartrand, welcome to the show. I want to ask you, how significant is this ruling? I mean, it's been called a landmark, but how big a ruling is it?
Well, it's the first time for us as Métis people to be, I guess, at the level of the Supreme Court of Canada, and clearly to come with such a victorious decision and unanimous decision, a 9-0, I think clearly sets the tone for the future for our people.
It is a significant victory for the Métis Nation, for the Métis people, and in particular for the Powleys, who, on behalf of the Métis Nation, we want to thank for the perseverance to have challenged the laws that have been oppressing our people for many generations. It has finally thrown off that part of the shackles that keeps our people down. So thank you very much, Mr. Powley.
What they were able to do is take the facts of history, the story of a community, the story of a people, and be able to put it on trial and use it as the basis of a constitutional defense.
I hope younger generations will study all of this history carefully so that the rights we fought for, that Steve fought for, died for, are going to be on the kind of footing that they should be, on our sacred, inalienable rights as Indigenous people.
That's the reason I've done it, for my children and their children. You know, I didn't see the bigger picture for all Métis at the time, I won't lie to you. But after the second court case, I started to see the broader picture, and after this last one, it's just, like I said, it's just scary. How many people it's actually going to help. So, and I'm glad if I can do it. You know.